Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Leo Rising March 2024 astrology video. The topics this month we're going to be discussing is the Sun, the moons, and our personal planets, being Venus, Mars, and Mercury. Okay, let's talk about the Sun, Leo Rising. Now, the Sun's your ruling planet, so wherever the Sun is transiting, you are naturally going to be feeling like a lot of your attention and energy is drawn into those topics and the signs that the Sun is in and transiting through. Opening up the month of March, the Sun has been transiting in your 8th house and continues to do so, and your 8th house is Pisces. So the 8th house could have to do with your sense of assets, things that are valuable to you through other people. This is a place that's got a lot to do with debt, inheritance, taxes. It's a financial house, and it's also the house of a partner. So you might have significant conversations or interactions with a significant partner or a relationship in your life that gives you a sense of stability, or they're an asset to you. On the 19th of March, however, we see that Sun now leaving your 8th house and ingressing into the sign of Aries for 4 weeks, and this happens to be your 9th house. On the same day of the 19th, it is the beginning of the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere and the autumn equinox in the southern. We have also what's known as the start of the astrological year, and this is the Sun's place of its exaltation. So the Sun in the 9th house, traditionally in astrology, the Sun in the 9th house was its house of joy. So it feels quite at home here in the 9th place. So for you, Leo Rising, I would expect that you're really going to feel quite optimistic and really enjoying a boost in energy regarding higher education. International and foreign people or places are highlighted here for you. This is also a place that's connected to legalities. Contracts, for example, law, lawyers, solicitors. This is also a place that is very much about your spiritual beliefs and philosophies. And this place is all about things that stimulate you in regards to your mental activity, because it's about absorbing experience, people, places that impact your beliefs and values about life. So with the Sun transiting in the 9th house, you can expect a lot of those topics to be highlighted for you, and you're putting a lot of energy into that particular place for you at this time. So the Sun transiting here for you, Leo Rising, has you very aware that you are really enjoying things that feel educational and uplifting to you at this time, and it may not be in your usual environment. So now on to the lunations. On the 10th of March, we have a new moon in Pisces, and this is your 8th house. So what begins on this day blooms or busts come the full moon in Pisces, September 17, because it's a full moon, a lunar eclipse in this sign of 2024. So think about the beginnings on this day coming to fruition or completion or ending on the 17th of September. So think about an investment or a partner or a relationship right now. If there's a new beginning here, it will end or it will be successfully accomplished on the 17th of September 2024. So the new moon in the 8th house is a new agreement or contract in regards to an asset. Might also be some new negotiations between you and other people that affect your money houses. On the 25th, we see a full moon lunar eclipse occurring in Libra, your 3rd house. And the South Node also is currently transiting in the sign of Libra. A full moon lunar eclipse in your 3rd house Could see something quite abrupt ending in something that you do day to day. Something in your local environment that you do every day is now coming to an end. So something's ending here. Could be a contract between you and someone else regarding a course, educational pursuit. Could also have to do with your siblings or cousins. Could be highlighted here. Something's ending. You might get some news on that day that something is affecting a sibling. But it's also a house that's associated with education, communication, and technology, short distance travel. There's a lot going on here in the third house. So when you have a lunar eclipse in Libra, so Libra, I think Libra, contracts, agreements, relationships, harmony, unity, fairness, things of those subjects, and associations of Libra. With this full moon eclipsing something and ending something in your everyday life, could be very much connected to a relationship coming to an abrupt end that affects your day-to-day experience or your habits. And yeah, I mean, no one escapes a lunar eclipse ever. But for you in your third house, I would expect that something is going to be eclipsed out that you thought was of your daily routine or part of your daily experience is now being removed from your experience as well, or something quite significant in regards to a relationship, be it sibling, cousin, or a relationship in general that's connected to your day-to-day life. With that South Node transiting in Libra, South Node is all about things that are familiar. So when you have an abrupt full moon lunar eclipsing something out in Libra, it might be a timely thing, whether it's pleasant or not, but it's possibly something that you've been thinking about for some time, and here it is on the 25th of March. So now on to our personal planets. When I do astrological reports, I concentrate on the personal planets a lot more in the monthly forecast for rising signs, quite simply because they move faster than the outer planets and they move into different houses and signs, which changes our direction and what we're thinking about or what we're experiencing about. So Mars, your ruler of your 9th house and your 4th house, has been transiting in the 7th house since the 13th of February and continues to do so, opening up the month of March. So Mars in the 7th could have you spending a lot of time and energy on other people, because the 7th house is about other people, other relationships, other partnerships, communication regarding collaborating, contracts and agreements. Could be some contention with a relationship or an agreement that feels possibly off for you at this time. But they could also see you cutting away from significant relationships or partnerships or agreements or contracts that you're trying to remove from your reality until the 22nd of this month. Now Mars isn't actually doing a lot this month. It's quite quiet. And on the 9th, Mars is squaring Uranus and Taurus. So your 7th house of relationships in a square aspect to your 10th house. So think strife, think, oh, this doesn't feel comfortable. It's a square. It's like it's a hill that's in front of you. It's not moving, but you've got to get over it. You've got to get around it. But either way, it's an obstacle. It's tricky. So when Mars squares Uranus, which is a planet associated with, swift, sudden, acute change, something abrupt, or something that feels like it's a breakthrough moment, or something can break. This can see you having a relationship or a contract that affects your public image, your status in the world, how you're seen or known. Could have an impact on your career as well, with that 7th and 10th house in a square. Forewarned is forearmed. If you've been feeling tension between you in a relationship, that really does affect your career or your sense of self visually. This could be a difficult day, or you could seriously see an abrupt change in a relationship that affects you quite publicly. On the 22nd, we see that Mars leaving the sign of Aquarius and ingressing into Pisces. And for you, Leo rising, this is your 8th house until April 30, 2024. Mars is in its detriment in Pisces, so it doesn't feel as powerful and doesn't really have the drive and vitality that it usually does, or even the bravado. So if you're feeling as if, there's contention or things feel wishy-washy regarding other people's finances or resources that really do impact you, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some almost difficult communication regarding contracts, agreements that are associated with assets or inheritance, debts, because it's your financial house. So this could be a difficult transit for you, Leo rising, but forewarned is forearmed. Check the details, and if you're going to cut something off in regards to someone else's assets or someone else that's an asset to you or a partner, could impact you quite profoundly here. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting transit indeed. So yeah, hold on to your hats. So now on to our personal planet Venus. Now Venus, opening up the month of March, is transiting in Aquarius, the 7th house, and continues to do so until the 11th. Venus in your 7th house has a lot to do with finances and negotiations, and just relationships in general are highlighted when she's in your 7th house. Friendships, feeling optimistic or having a lot of fun with friends, and relationships and partnerships of all kinds seem to be favorable when she's transiting in your 7th house. There's a lot of energy and time and focus outside of you because it's opposite your 1st house of energy, how you're seen and how you don't. So you're investing a lot of time. So you might be investing in other people, negotiating contracts, or investing in a new contract or an agreement at the time when we've got Venus transiting your 7th house. On the 3rd of March, we see Venus squaring Uranus and Taurus. So your 10th and 7th house in a square aspect here. So it could be a sudden or abrupt change regarding an agreement or a contract or a relationship or a friendship goes sour. And that possibly could affect how you're seen or your public image, or it really could be affecting your career quite profoundly. On the 11th, we see Venus ingressing into the sign of its exaltation, being Pisces, and this is your 8th house. This transit continues until the 5th of April, 2024. Every astrologer likes to see Venus exalted, and exaltation means it's organic, it's at home, it can do its thing quite well, it's on high, it's like put on a pedestal here. It's like, well, Venus is home, yay, in Pisces. And this happens to be your 8th house, so this 8th house of contracts, agreements, assets, debt, inheritance, tax, financial house lit up like a Christmas tree. When Venus is exalted here, you can see a fantastic agreement that boosts your assets. There could be some financial news regarding assets that are really quite beneficial to you as well. A partner or even a friend could surprise you with an amazing opportunity or an agreement that influences your assets in a really auspicious way. This is a really, really nice transit. Honestly, Leo rising, enjoy every moment when you've got Venus exalted in your 8th house. On the 21st, we see that Venus conjuncting Saturn in Pisces, your 8th house. This looks really good for maturation of an investment in returning. Something that you've been invested in for a long time to come to fruition. There could also be a long-term agreement or a connection with a partnership or a significant relationship that you are going to be starting on the dotted line for a very long time, because there's something here that you and another person can really integrate and see something flourish and really benefit both of you. Also, wouldn't be surprised if it's almost like a marriage. It's sort of like that feeling of, this is my person, whether it be a literal marriage or just a marriage, it's a contract, it's two people coming together that's quite beneficial for the long term when that Venus conjuncts that wise, long distance, visionary Saturn. On the 24th, we see Venus sextiling Jupiter in Taurus. So this is your 8th and 10th houses now in a sextile aspect. The two benefics being Venus and Jupiter is delicious in a sextile aspect regarding your 8th house of assets, finances, that influences your 10th house, meaning how you're seen and known in the world. An investment or a connection with someone seems to be quite beneficial to you in the public space. So I expect that you could have almost an escalation in more favourable monetary returns in regards to your career and work. You can see a lot of benefactors assisting you at this time because Venus is all about the benefits, and some really nice relationships that really can escalate and really give your career and public image a sense of, auspicious trajectory. It's a fantastic date. Highlight this. Venus also rules your 10th and 3rd house. So again, this 10th house and the 24th is a great day to circle in your calendar. On the 28th, we see Venus sextiling Uranus and Taurus. So your 8th and your 10th houses lit up here again. So when you've got your Venus sextiling Uranus, it's like surprising information that comes from the depths in regards to inheritance or an asset or something of value that really helps your career. So this could be a contract, an offer of a negotiation regarding a career opportunity, something to do with your public image, something on the dotted line, someone investing in you, or you're investing in someone else, or connecting with people that's lucrative for long-term success on the public stage. Again, for me, I would highlight the 28th. I think it's going to be a delicious day for you, Leo rising. So now on to personal planet Mercury. Now, Mercury rules your 2nd house and your 11th house as a Leo rising. Now, Mercury, opening up the month of March, then transiting in Pisces in its detriment, your 8th house. So opening up the month, Mercury in Pisces can have finances or agreements with other people, or a significant relationship or partnership could just not be feeling like you're getting the details that you usually would get, or it could be a falling away of finances or a delay in finances between you and others, or just finances could be tricky, or connections with other people. This is a passing transit and it's leaving on the 9th of March, so hang in there if things haven't been online regarding getting your finger on the pulse or getting the details and data that you may have needed for some time. On the 4th, we see Mercury sextiling Uranus and Taurus, so your 8th and 10th house connecting here. So sudden communication or a contract or a negotiation comes across the table here, possibly for you, Leo rising. That is almost surprising. So someone could surprise you and go, well, here's some details that you didn't know about, or you didn't realize this opportunity is going to really help your public image or your career. And we know it's going to be simply an investor or a relationship that's really beneficial to you, that comes from out of the blue to help, how you're seen and known in the world in your career. On the 8th, we're seeing Mercury conjuncting Neptune in your 8th house. This is the day that's interesting. Considering Mercury is about to ingress into your 9th, just only a day later. So on the 8th, when Mercury conjuncts Neptune in your 8th house, could see you, being very aware that you need to cut away from a specific ally agreement or a contract, a debt, something that you're tied up with another person, or just feeling as if, all the glitters is not gold. The details or the information you're getting isn't quite correct, or almost unrealistic. So forewarned is forearmed on the 8th. Try not to anchor into something solid, because I just don't think the details are there just now. But like I said, the next day we've got a completely different energy, which is more beneficial for you, Leo rising. So on the 9th, we got that Mercury ingressing into Aries in 9th house until May 15. Mercury is in a longer transit in Aries, quite simply because it has a retrograde. Mercury in Aries in your 9th looks great for traveling, communicating about traveling, thinking about traveling, investing in traveling. So laying down money for travel. Could also have to do with higher education, international and foreign correspondence, legalities, so anything legal, lawyers, solicitors, litigation, things like that, contracts, paperwork. The ninth house also is a place that is associated with beliefs and philosophies about life. So you could be really pondering, not navel gazing. Well, you might be navel gazing as you're pondering about the spiritual and higher philosophies of life and your experience today. For Mercury, really stimulating that ninth house looks really great for travel, metaphorically or spiritually or physically. And on the 10th, we see that Mercury sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. So your 7th house of relationships and your 9th house here. Partnership, a relationship or a contract could come into place. It could have to do with your things like broadcasting, networking, collaborating with people, publishing house, reading, writing, speaking, talking. Looks great for connecting with some really powerful people to help your public image regarding a relationship that is beneficial in some way regarding legalities or even philosophies and international connections. So I would circle this date as well, Leo rising on the 10th. This looks really, really powerful as far as a powerful ally relationship, partnership that's really going to expand your worldly presence and worldly connections. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. Thanks, Leo Rising, for tuning into the video. I hope you have a blessed March, and I will see you in the next month.